You think becoming a CIA spy looks like James Bond. It doesn't. It looks like a man in a gray cubicle, filling out a government form, 10 levels of a CIA spy, and I promise, by the end, you'll be glad you became an accountant. Level 1. The applicant. It starts like every job application, except the form asks things like, have you ever committed a crime you weren't caught for? You fly to Virginia. A man in a gray suit asks you questions for 4 straight hours. Where did you grow up? What languages do you speak? Who are your friends? Why do you want this? The questions seem random. They're not. Then comes the polygraph. Sensors on your chest, your fingers, your arm. Fun fact, polygraphs don't actually reliably detect lies, but they don't tell you that. The machine just watches, and you sweat. 3 weeks later, a letter arrives. Welcome to the CIA Clandestine Service Trainee Program. Level 2, the Trainee. They send you to a place called the farm. 9,000 acres of woods, swamps, and misery, hidden behind fences and armed guards. 5 a.m. wake-up, 5-mile run, then class. You learn tradecraft. That's the CIA word for spy skills. How to detect surveillance. The same car behind you for 3 turns. The same face appearing in 2 different places. How to disappear. Duck into a store, exit through the back, switch vehicles, gone. Lockpicking, safe-cracking, photographing documents without being seen, and the most important skill of all, recruiting assets. Convincing someone to betray their own country. Every person has a weakness, they teach you. Money, ideology, ego, or desperation. Find it, use it. 40% of trainees fail, not because they're not smart enough, because they can't make peace with the deception. Level 3, the case officer. Your first posting is an embassy in Eastern Europe. Official title, political attaché. Actual job, spy. Your mission is to recruit assets, people with access to secrets, government officials, military officers, scientists, secretaries, anyone close to information. Your first target takes 8 months. A mid-level government official with gambling debts and bad judgment. You meet him at a casino, buy drinks, become friends, loan him money, then more, then more. By the time he realizes what's happening, he owes you $50,000. You don't ask him to betray his country, not at first. You just ask for 1 document. Nothing important, just enough to cover the debt. He agrees. He has no real choice. You've just recruited your first asset. You walk out of the casino and don't look back. He sits there and stares at the wall. Level 4. Knock. Most CIA officers work from embassies. If they get caught, they get sent home. Embarrassing, but safe. You're offered something different. Knock. Non-official cover. No embassy, no diplomatic immunity, no proof you work for anyone. If you're captured, the CIA will deny you exist. You receive a legend, a fake life built from the ground up. Fake name, fake career, fake history. You become a businessman working for a consulting firm. The firm is actually a CIA front. Your neighbors believe it, your friends believe it, your girlfriend believes it. For years. The only people who know the truth are your handlers back at headquarters, and you haven't spoken to them in person in 2 years. Level 5. Paramilitary officer. After your cover nearly gets blown in Beirut, the agency pulls you out. They offer a new role, the Special Activities Division, the CIA's paramilitary arm. This isn't spy school anymore. Explosives, advanced weapons, high-altitude parachuting, combat training.
Your instructors are former Delta Force and SEAL Team 6 operators who have no patience for anything. Your first mission sends you to Afghanistan, living in a mountain compound, growing a beard, wearing local clothes, working with militia fighters whose loyalty shifts depending on who paid them last week. You call in intelligence, you pass coordinates. Sometimes the intelligence is correct, sometimes it isn't. You learn to live with that, or you try to. Level 6, Team Leader. After 5 years, you lead your own unit, 8 operators, 4 CIA paramilitary officers, 4 Special Forces contractors. Your mission takes you to Libya during the Civil War. The country is collapsing. Weapons depots are being looted by anyone with a truck. Your job is to find chemical weapons stockpiles before the wrong people do. 6 weeks. Moving through the city at night. Safe houses changing every 2 days. Bribing militia commanders, paying informants who might sell you out by morning. Eventually, you find it. 3 hidden caches, 15 tons of mustard agent, enough to kill hundreds of thousands. You destroy them on sight. Mission success. But on the last night, your convoy is ambushed. One man doesn't come home. You write a letter to his family. The letter cannot say where he was, or what he was doing, or why it mattered. You write it anyway. Level 7, Station Chief. After 15 years, your body starts sending complaints. Too many injuries, too many nights on hard ground, too many concussions you didn't report. The agency moves you up, Chief of Station. You now run all CIA operations in an entire country. Dozens of officers, hundreds of assets. Every operation flows through you. Washington wants results. The embassy wants stability. Local intelligence services want answers. Your assets want protection. All of them want it by Friday. You sleep 4 hours a night. Your marriage ends quietly, the way things end when 2 people have been strangers for years. Your kids know your face from a laptop screen, but the operations continue. They always continue. Level 8, Special Operations Director. After 20 years, you move into a different kind of darkness. You now authorize operations that will never be made public. Missions in countries the United States isn't supposed to be in. Decisions that don't go through normal channels, because normal channels leave paper trails. You brief the director. You brief the National Security Council. You sit in rooms where the weight of what's being decided is physically uncomfortable. Every operation you approve, you ask one question. Is this necessary? Sometimes the answer is obviously yes. Sometimes you're not sure. You sign the authorization anyway. That uncertainty never fully goes away. Level 9, Division Director. After 25 years, you return to Langley. Now you run an entire intelligence division. Hundreds of officers, billions in black budget funding. You brief the president. You sit in the Situation Room. You approve covert operations across the globe. Drone strikes, infiltration missions, operations that will never be acknowledged. If they succeed, no one hears about it. If they fail, it's international news, and you're the one explaining to a Senate committee why. You've become exactly what the man in the gray suit was looking for, someone who can live with that. Level 10, The Ghost. After 30 years, you retire. There's a small ceremony at headquarters. 50 people, a few speeches. The director shakes your hand. You receive the Distinguished Intelligence Cross, the CIA's highest honor. You cannot display it. You cannot explain it. You cannot tell a single person outside that room what you did to earn it. You move to a quiet house in Virginia. Good pension, good health care, a lot of time to think. The assets you trusted and were later caught, the missions that went wrong, the letters you wrote to families that deserved the truth, the decisions you made in rooms where no one was watching. You spent 30 years protecting your country, and almost none of it officially happened. You are a ghost. You were always going to be a ghost. That was the job. Ending. Somewhere right now, someone is filling out an application on the CIA website. They're thinking about adventure, about James Bond, about saving the world. They have absolutely no idea what they're signing up for, but they'll find out. They always find out.